What if I told you that the wrong compliment is actually worse than saying nothing at all, and most men are making this exact mistake every single day? Stop. Because the next few minutes are going to permanently change the way any woman sees you. Most men believe attraction is built through looks, through status, through confidence. And yes, those things matter. But here is the brutal truth that nobody is teaching men right now. A woman's deepest attraction is not triggered by what you are, it is triggered by how you make her feel when you speak. And the terrifying part? Most men are speaking the wrong language entirely, and they have absolutely no idea. I have spent years studying the patterns of female psychology, the hidden emotional triggers, the invisible signals women send and receive, and the single biggest gap I see between men who are memorable to women and men who are completely invisible. It comes down to three specific phrases, three compliments, but not the kind you have ever heard before. Forget you're beautiful. Forget you have pretty eyes. Every man within 100 miles is saying those exact words. They land like a feather on concrete. No impact, no echo, no memory. Women hear those words and feel absolutely nothing because those words require nothing from you. They cost no attention, no awareness, no depth. But the compliments I am going to share with you, they require observation. They require presence. And that is exactly why they work. Before I reveal them, I need you to understand something fundamental about how a woman's emotional mind operates. Because if you just copy the words without understanding the psychology underneath, you will sound hollow, and she will feel it instantly. Women are not complicated. They are emotionally precise. There is a difference. A woman does not need a man who is perfect. She needs a man whose words carry weight, words that prove he was actually paying attention, words that prove he sees something in her that the world walks past every single day. When a man speaks to a woman's identity rather than her appearance, something extraordinary happens inside her emotional mind. A door opens, and once that door opens, she begins to imagine. She begins to wonder. She begins to feel. And that feeling, that is where attraction is truly born. The first compliment. The way you think genuinely fascinates me. Simple, quiet, devastating, in the best possible way. Here is why this hits so differently. A woman spends her entire life being noticed for how she looks. Her clothes, her smile, her figure. These are the things men comment on, strangers stare at, social media rewards. But her mind, her perspective, the unique, layered, deeply personal way she processes the world? Almost no one ever acknowledges that. When you say this, when you genuinely tell her that the way her mind works pulls you in, you are no longer speaking to her surface. You are speaking directly to her core identity, the part of herself she has built quietly, carefully, often in private, the part she is most protective of and most proud of simultaneously. She will not simply hear those words and move on. Her brain will catch on them. She will replay the conversation looking for the exact moment you must have noticed. She will wonder what specifically gave her away. She will analyze what you saw that she did not realize she was showing. And that analysis, that mental loop, that is the beginning of emotional fascination. Women are not attracted first by physical beauty in a man. They are attracted by the feeling that a man understands them on a level they did not invite. When you name something true about her inner world, something she guards, something she values, she feels a jolt of recognition so rare it becomes almost addictive. You are not flattering her, you are seeing her, and being truly seen is one of the rarest feelings a woman ever experiences. Here is the hidden psychology operating beneath the surface. When a compliment sparks a question inside a woman's mind, rather than simply answering one, it becomes a loop she cannot close. What exactly did he notice? What does he think? What did he see that I did not show him on purpose? Every question pulls her emotionally closer to you without any effort on your part. This is not a trick. This is emotional honesty, expressed with enough precision to feel like intimacy. The second compliment. I carry this feeling for hours after we stop talking. Read that again, slowly. You are not telling her she is attractive. You are not telling her she is funny or intelligent or impressive. You are telling her that she affects you, that she leaves something behind, that she is not easily forgotten, not because she performed, not because she tried, but simply because she existed in your presence. Women carry a quiet, private fear that most of them would never say out loud. The fear of being forgettable, of being replaceable, of blending into the background of someone's memory like dozens of other faces they once knew. This fear runs deeper than most men realize, and this compliment cuts directly through that fear like a warm knife. When you tell a woman that something about being around her lingers, that you are still feeling something long after she is gone, you are giving her something profoundly rare. You are giving her proof of impact, proof that she matters beyond the moment, proof that she has already left a mark on you that she did not even have to work for. Here is where the psychology becomes truly powerful. The moment a woman knows she has emotional influence over you, real, unforced, natural influence, her imagination activates. She starts picturing you sitting somewhere later, still feeling the trace of her presence. She starts wondering what specifically stayed with you. She starts building a narrative around the two of you that she did not realize she had already begun writing. Fantasy in a woman's mind is not physical first. It is emotional first. She does not imagine a scene, she imagines a feeling, and when you give her a feeling she cannot immediately explain, she chases it inward. She turns it over. She returns to it. That returning, that involuntary pull back to the thought of you, is exactly what keeps you alive in her mind, long after the conversation ends. Men who say generic things get generic responses. Men who say specific, true, emotionally precise things become the men women compare everyone else to. Be that man. The third compliment. Something about talking to you genuinely settles me. This one operates on an entirely different frequency than the first two, and it may be the most powerful of all. Think about what you are actually communicating. You are not saying she is beautiful. You are not saying she impresses you. You are saying that her presence changes your internal state, that around her, something inside you, something usually restless, usually guarded, usually tightly wound, relaxes. Women understand, on a very deep level, how much pressure men carry in silence, the weight they hold without speaking about it, the tension they mask behind confidence, the exhaustion hidden behind composure. Women know this because they observe it carefully, even when men believe they are hiding it perfectly. So when a man admits, calmly, without desperation, without making it her responsibility, that she settles him, that she creates an environment of calm simply by being herself, she feels something she almost never feels from a man, emotional significance, not just attraction, not just interest, significance. The feeling that she matters in a specific, meaningful, irreplaceable way. This is where female bonding psychology becomes relevant. Women do not bond primarily through shared experiences the way men often do. Women bond through emotional presence, through the feeling that someone's inner world is somehow connected to theirs. And when you express that her presence calms yours, not because you need her to, not out of weakness, but simply as a quiet truth, she begins to feel that connection opening. She begins imagining what it would feel like to be close to you, not just physically, emotionally close. The kind of closeness where words are not always necessary because the feeling between two people already communicates everything important. And crucially, this compliment does not make you appear needy. It does not make you appear fragile. Said with calm, grounded confidence, it makes you appear human in a world that trains men to perform in vulnerability. And that honesty, quiet, composed, real, is one of the most magnetically attractive qualities a man can possess. A woman who learns she brings a man calm does not walk away from that. She thinks about it. She feels it. She wonders about it. She wants to understand it more deeply. And wanting to understand you more deeply is simply another name for attraction. Now, let me pull back and show you the architecture of what these three compliments are actually doing, because the surface reading is only half the picture. Each compliment targets a different layer of a woman's emotional identity. The first, the way you think genuinely fascinates me, speaks to her mind. the part of her she has built deliberately, the part she is proudest of and most protective of simultaneously. The second, I carry this feeling for hours after we stop talking, speaks to her impact, the part of her that fears being forgettable, that longs for proof she leaves something meaningful behind. The third, something about talking to you genuinely settles me, speaks to her presence, the unconscious energy she carries that she often cannot even fully see herself. Mind, impact, presence. When you speak to all three layers, you are not complimenting a woman, you are mapping her. You are showing her that you see dimensions of her that most people never even look for. And when a woman realizes a man sees her that completely, something shifts. Her defenses do not drop dramatically, they dissolve quietly, gradually, almost without her noticing. And that gradual dissolving is far more powerful than any dramatic romantic gesture because it comes from trust, not theater. Women do not fall for performances. Women fall for presence. Specifically for the presence of a man who makes them feel emotionally known. But here is what most men will misuse. They will memorize these words, they will rehearse them, they will deliver them smoothly, and they will fail completely. Because these compliments are not scripts, they are not lines, they are emotional truths, and they only carry power when they come from a place of actual observation, of genuine attention, of real presence. Women's intuition is not a myth. It is not exaggeration. It is the result of years of emotional attunement, reading micro-expressions, tonal shifts, the tiny inconsistencies between what someone says and what their energy communicates. She will feel instantly whether your words are real or rehearsed, and the moment she feels performance, the door closes. But when she feels sincerity, when she senses that you are simply speaking a truth you cannot quite keep to yourself, the door does not just open, it disappears. Speak slowly. Let the words land before moving on. Do not immediately soften or qualify what you have said. Say it, mean it, and let the silence around it breathe. Women do not fall in love with the loudest voice in the room. They fall for the one that said something true in a quiet moment, and then had the confidence to let that truth simply sit there. Everything I have shared with you today comes back to one central principle that changes everything once you truly absorb it. A woman does not remember what you said. She remembers how your words made her feel. And when the feeling your words create is warmth, recognition, and the rare electricity of being genuinely seen, she does not just remember it. She replays it. She replays it while she is falling asleep. She replays it while she is pretending to listen to someone else. She replays it and feels it settling in her chest like something warm and quietly permanent. That replay is not accident. It is not luck. It is the direct result of speaking to the parts of her that the rest of the world ignores. Most men will never understand this. Most men will spend their lives offering surface-level words to women who were waiting, quietly, patiently, for something that finally went deeper. You now know how to go deeper. Use it with honesty. Use it with intention. Use it as a bridge, not a weapon, because the genuine connection it creates is worth infinitely more than any fleeting reaction. And if this opens something in the way you think about women, about communication, about the invisible psychology underneath attraction, then subscribe, because what is coming next goes even further into the depths of the female mind that most men never even know exists.